What's up, guys? This is Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to give you guys a very quick update about this market. So right now, we're seeing the market just being very flat, not really doing a whole lot. We're still stuck at the low 660s, although the market did decline just a little bit. But for tomorrow, it's going to be Tuesday, September 16th, 2025. We have retail sales data coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then right before the market opens tomorrow, we actually have some manufacturing and industrial production numbers coming out. This may cause some volatility to help us understand what's happening with our overall sectors, right? Because manufacturing does make up a big part of our economy. So look for some volatility tomorrow before market open. And then once we open, we'll see what happens after that. But if you're holding anything overnight, just be careful in case the manufacturing numbers cause us to pump really hard. Or if we get some kind of rug pull, you just want to be prepared just to be safe. Now, there also could be a bigger downside move brewing if the market continues to reject and if we're about to form some kind of top, which is very probable right now. We're going to see how high the market goes and whether or not we're about to form a top around 661 or if we go a little bit higher or not. But either way, there is that downside risk that still exists. I just want to give you guys a heads up about that, to be very careful with this rally. So far, SPY has struggled to hold above 661, and we'll see if we reclaim it. But for now, at the time I'm recording this, we're just pretty much just range bound, going back and forth between supply and demand. We're also going to see if we're forming a flag right over here. I just think we kind of chop around for some time, then we'll see if we break another direction in the upcoming weeks. In terms of the QQQ, it's been stuck between 591 and pretty much 590 for the entire day, chopping around. It's still possible it tries to go a bit higher for 591 or so, but if we lose 590, I expect 587 all over again. So we're stuck in the middle. We'll see if we break up or down, and you want to be very patient nonetheless. There is some downside risk though if 590 fails us, so we'll see how it goes. On the IWM, as you can tell, we're just kind of range bound right here. We're going back and forth between supply and demand. If we end up losing 238.8, we're looking for a bigger dump. But if we break past 240, we're looking for a big push. We're in the middle. It's just very choppy, not really fun to trade right now, but there is some downside risk if we lose 238. So that still exists. On ES, we're technically on a slight downtrend. Unless we get back above 6620, this is still favoring that it might retest the lower 6600s. It's still very choppy, not really doing much, so be very patient on ES. Same thing with NQ. We're very much just choppy, but we'll see if we can break 24,300 or if we lose support at 24,250. We're range bound. This data that comes out tomorrow morning before market open could affect whether or not we get a bounce, but the downside risk for like the medium term is still there. My view on that has not changed. On Bitcoin, we're forming a nice accumulation. We might retest 115,000 and bounce, so it's not really doing much. Tesla's been dipping throughout the day. It's coming back down to fill this gap, so I could see this eventually return to like 400, if not 395. There is downside risk on Tesla. Nvidia needs to get back above 178 to be bullish. If it can't, it might retest 175 or below. Appl has kind of like a double top here. We could be retesting 235 if it doesn't hold. We could be dipping to fill this gap around 234. On AMD, we're on a very nice uptrend. We could be trying to retest 161, and we'll see if we get a rejection. But the upside risk is still there. Coinbase is going to be looking for a retest of 330, and we'll see if we get some kind of rejection or not. Might be going a bit higher. If we lose 327, we're looking for 325 next, but for now, there is still some upside potential for 330. Amzn has a double top rejection. If we don't hold 230, we're going to be looking for a dip back down towards 228. Meta is making lower highs here. Unless we get back above 765, we're going to be favoring a move back down to 760. Google could be retesting basically 252.5, and we'll see if we break or not. We might be retesting this, so we'll have to see how it goes. Microsoft is still favoring upside for 515, so you want to be very patient nonetheless. The VIX has been on a very nice uptrend, but keep in mind it's trying to break out right here. So if you look at the 4-hour, this is still pushing. And if this continues to break out like this could be a sign the market's going to be looking for some downside. As this was starting to push today, you guys could tell the market did come down just a bit, but this could just be the start. If the VIX breaks out more, that could be indicative of more potential downside in the future. So for now, the market's holding up. It's very choppy. We're going to see how the data that comes out tomorrow affects us. But for now, we're just going to follow the trend and be very patient. We'll see which way we break. And also keep in mind that even though we're kind of range bound right here, there is that risk of downside in the upcoming weeks, especially after FOMC. So we'll see how it goes. Thank you all for listening, and peace out.